Hello. I just took an epic road trip. I drove down into California, cut across Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and Missouri, and ultimately saw the eclipse in Arkansas. When I was returning home, I decided to add an additional 7 national parks to my journey. I went and saw the Petrified Forest, the Grand Canyon, Hot Springs, Zion, Bryce, Capitol Reef, and Great Basin National Parks. All in all, it turned into almost a 5,000-mile drive, 4,970 miles, I think, in total. The primary reason to take the trip, of course, was the eclipse, and you've probably seen some of the photos I've taken already. And when I was using a filter, I was using this fold-up filter. It's the wrong size for the lens I wanted to use, but I made it work. It just folds up, and then you shove it over your camera. So it ain't much to look at, but it worked fine. It got me the shots I wanted. I can make this sequence that it shows on the package. So that was the filter. Carried the big camera, Fuji XH1. And along the way, I decided we might as well use this historical atlas I bought for Route 66. So I traveled along through the South on Route 66 through Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and Oklahoma. This is a great book for how things were when they were still in great condition. It has historical facts and kind of the history of places. It'll talk about there was a town. You go around this gnarly turn, and then there's Budville. So if we look up Budville, we'll see that it's in New Mexico. And Budville was the one business community on Route 66. The guy owned a tow truck, and he set his rates high, and he serviced New Mexico, Arizona, California, Colorado, Utah, Texas, and Oklahoma. 24-hour wrecker service. Him and his wife ran the town. They owned the trading post, the housing, the tow-in service, and the impound yard. And then one day, an unknown man showed up and killed him. And then that wasn't the first killing. About 10 years earlier, a body was found near Budville with 2 bullets in his head. And let's see. Yeah, so that murder was solved, and that went on to be the first person executed in a gas chamber in New Mexico. And so Budville is linked to capital punishment and murders. And there's all sorts of interesting facts like that throughout this book. It was great to have. And it has these fold-out maps that show you the route you're going to be taking through each state. And so, like, you come into Kingman, and then you branch off the 40, and you tour around to Seligman, and then around Ash Fork, you merge back onto the I-40, and then you branch out a little bit through Parks. It gives you a good idea of what that route will be like. It's really hard to follow, actually. I didn't hit all of it, but I hit Meteor City, Jackrabbit, Navajo. Yeah, we had a lot of the stuff. So this was a good book. The atlas I used to navigate's the Rand McNally large print road atlas. It's large print, but as you can see, you're not going to be reading it from across the room. This is the western Oklahoma section here. So we come in Tulsa, That's the zoomed in part. There's Tulsa, there's Oklahoma City. Yeah, so Route 66 in Oklahoma. We come in kind of north of Oklahoma City. And then you get to make your way up to Tulsa. And then you get into Joplin. 66 felt like it was still its own road through Oklahoma. It was a nice drive. I had a great time in Oklahoma. But I didn't do any extreme camping there, so I didn't need one of these recreation guides. Got these for Nevada and Utah and all of the states that you're going to want to go into. And the reason these are great is they give you a recreation map that gives you kind of the stuff to see. And then they have like the detailed travel maps that tell you the roads to get there. And then if you put it all together, you can find a lot of free camping. You're basically looking for BLM. And free. Yeah, so on this page here, on the loneliest road, we can see that there's campgrounds. They're marked BLM, toilet tables, interpretive trail, year-round access, free. Perfect. I stayed at that one. And so being able to find the free BLM sites that are either developed with any type of campground or just raw land you can camp on, these are the maps I like to have for that. And a lot of these rural roads, they don't get the best cell phone coverage. If you know where you're going, you could load up Google Maps and get somewhere, but Google Maps just doesn't give you the complete overview of what there is to see and where you might want to go. So the paper maps help inspire the road you take and where you end up and what you see and plan your day out. I like the paper maps. I keep them handy. We're back.